Kane Corns is probably right. Let's have a look at it. So I wanted to, like everyone else, give my sort of 2 cents in regards to this Jack Ginnivan, Ken Hinkley sort of situation that happened on Friday night after Port Adelaide beat Hawthorn. Kane Corns' words, what he said on the Sunday Footy Show today. I want to have a little bit of a chat about that because, we saw this or saw a little bit of it with Ginnivan the last couple of years, and we saw how the media reacted. So I thought a Collingwood supporter would probably give a little bit of uh, a better sort of holistic sort of view of it all. But before we get into that, remember to subscribe if you haven't already. The goal is 10K before the start of next season. I'm so close to 9K. I appreciate you all. I can see my subs going up. I can still see that 62% of people that aren't watching, that are watching, aren't subscribed. So if you're there, if you've got a Gmail account, whatever the Google account is, hit that subscribe button. It'll be much appreciated. But let's get into this video.
Hawthorn have given it out all year and we've loved it and we've been along for the ride and we've celebrated it and we've said how great it is. But the minute it comes back to them in a very slight way to say you're not flying anywhere, Jack, they have sooked it up like you wouldn't believe.
So I guess the video sort of starts with Ginnivan and how we've seen his relationship with the media just be. It's a little bit crazy, right? He's what is he, 21 or something like that. It all stemmed from, and ironically, it starts with Kane Corns. It all stems from the game where we beat St Kilda in 2022, our first win under Craig McRae. Ginnivan has his GoPro, and and we're all just sort of celebrating that first win. And then Kane Corns comes out on the Sunday Footy Show and says, that's not right, and he shouldn't be celebrating like that, blah, 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 right? And that's when everything sort of starts to sort of snowball. And every minuscule thing that Ginnivan does is under a microscope, whether it be a comment, whether it be a like, posting something on his story. And I'm not talking about the big things that sort of got him in proper trouble by the club, getting filmed and all that sort of stuff. That's not what this is about. This is just about his social media posts, his social media presence. We know as Collingwood supporters that that's what Jack does. He likes to push the boundaries a little bit, especially on socials, and we loved him for it. We absolutely loved him for it, and we hated opposition supporters that gave it to him, and we hated the media when they were sort of giving it to him. But the thing with Jack is, as he gave it out, he could get it, right. So whenever he dished it out, he could get it back, and it was sort of no problem. There was that whole booing saga and stuff like that. And then we fast forward to Hawthorn this year, who have been absolutely phenomenal, right? 0-5, the most exciting team in football, or they were the most exciting team in football before they lost to Port Adelaide. They were doing everything right, and they're all young kids. Like, they're all, what are they, Gen Zers? And how they're taking photos after the game, how they're celebrating, their posts, their, after the goal celebrations. It's so fun. It's just a new generation of football that these sort of older media heads maybe can't wrap their head around too much this year because there was a little bit of critique on them. But then after Brodie Grundy and the Swans won, Jack Ginnivan posted on Brodie Grundy's Instagram post, "See you in 14 days." Now, this is to indicate that, Hawthorn just beat the Doggies. Port Adelaide got absolutely smashed by plus 80 points against Geelong. "See you in 14 days" means they're gonna beat Port Adelaide and they're gonna play Sydney the week after. And some people can see that as disrespectful to Port Adelaide, and I get that. I probably agree there as well, that it is disrespectful to Port Adelaide. And Port Adelaide were using that as their motivation going into this game because they just came off an 84-point loss to Geelong and they don't want to go out in straight sets. And there were, people that came out and said, this is no good, blah, blah, blah. The media was like, why is he doing this? He needs to pull his head in. And it's usually the older sort of honchos that are sort of saying this. And then there was that whole incident with the pub thing, going to the pub the game before. Sam Mitchell said, the night before the game, Sam Mitchell said, yeah, look, no worries, that's all good. Everyone's sort of out until 9 o'clock. And that's just what Jack Ginnivan does. That just is what Jack Ginnivan is. And we've seen all of that. Some would say that's probably some of the reason why we sort of trade for him. I'm not going to really delve into that because we don't super know what really transpired in that exit meeting. Since that, since the grand final. But people are saying like Mark Robinson said he's bitten off more than he could chew. That's with with the see you in 14 days thing. And then we fast forward to this Port Adelaide Hawthorn game, which is an instant absolute finals classic. At the end of the game, Ken Hinkley has some choice words for Jack Ginnivan after, as they're coming off. Hinkley saying, "You're not flying anywhere, you're not flying anywhere," alluding to his see you in 14 days comment on Brodie Grundy's Instagram post. And then Sicily, as all captains should, he's backing his team in, he's backing Jack in, and he's having a go back at Hinkley. And I think, honestly, I think it's all fine. It's all fair game to me. And Sam Mitchell has some words during his press conference that he's not going to talk to Hinkley. Hinkley's a 60-year-old dude and he should know better. Blah 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 blah. But then Kane Cornes comes out and says, on the Sunday Footy Show today that, well, he said it for the last couple of days actually. Hawthorn can give it. They need to take it as well as they can give it out because they've been dishing it out all year. And I'm sure Jack, I don't know Jack personally, or I don't know how he thinks, but I'm sure what Hinkley was saying probably doesn't faze him too much because he would have known that if they had lost, which they did, that comment would have come back to bite him on the arse. So he was probably prepared for it in a way, and Port Adelaide used it as their motivation. I think it's been blown so out of proportion. The AFL, issuing a please explain and all this sort of stuff. I think football needs theatre. We're in the entertainment business, right? Yes, it's a sport, but it's also entertainment. Otherwise, you wouldn't have 60 bloody footy shows on 24/7. It's an entertainment game as much as it is a sport game. And this is good theatre. It's finals footy. And everyone's emotion is up and about and hitting fever pitch and stuff like that. And I think it's good. Like, should Hinkley maybe have not gone right after the game and said it? Probably. But like I said, emotions of the game was only like a 3-point win or something to Port Adelaide. So the emotions of the game got the better of him. And we've seen it time and time again from so many coaches over history. I remember Malthouse doing it to the St Kilda huddle in, what was it, 2010 or 2011. And it happens all the time, right? I just think that we ask for players to show their personality. We want their personality out. But then when they show their personality, when they give you their thoughts, they're scrutinized, or the AFL issues a please explain. Like the one that comes to my mind straight away is Tom Green on his podcast. He said something about the MRO, the tribunal, or the umpires. I can't really remember which one it was. And he was just talking candidly, and then the AFL was like, "Nah, you can't do that. Take the episode down and fine and all this sort of stuff." It's like, you want these guys to open up. You're begging them to open up. And when they do, you're boxing them in and saying that they can't do it. I just think we need this. We love this. And I really want to see Port Adelaide Hawthorn in the opening round, or whatever they're going to call it, round one or whatever it is, straight away opening, maybe not opening the season, but straight away just opening that round would be absolutely incredible, and it would just add to the theatre. Because now there's a rivalry now with Hawthorn and Port Adelaide, more so than there might have been, because of this Jack Ginnivan stuff, because of this Ken Hinkley stuff. But I think it's great. I think it's great. And Jack would have known exactly what he was going into, like I just said before. If they had lost because of that post, he posted that, and it would have bitten him back in the ass if they had lost. I've done it multiple times. I've copped it multiple times. So it's all part and parcel, in my opinion. It's all fair game. Probably could have been handled a little bit differently by Ken Hinkley, but I didn't mind it nonetheless. What did you guys think of it? What would you have thought of it if? Give me two answers. What would you have thought of it like now, as it is? How would you have reacted if Collingwood losing and Jack Ginnivan saying that while he was still at the Pies, and Hinkley going at Jack Ginnivan as a Pies player and as a Collingwood supporter. How would you react to that? Let me know your thoughts down below. But until then, like, comment, subscribe, tell your family, tell your friends, tell your pets, and until next time, double shackers. I'll swoop you later.